Russian spies attended Brexit debate in UK Parliament. What we now know in a stunning revelation that raises serious questions about the security of Britain's democratic institutions, a new BBC investigation has revealed that 3 convicted Russian spies operating under Bulgarian identities attended a Brexit-themed political event inside the UK Parliament just weeks before the EU referendum in 2016. These individuals weren't just anonymous faces in the crowd. They sat among high-level European political figures in one of the most sensitive locations in British politics, the Palace of Westminster. Here's what we now know, and why this matters more than ever. When and where did this happen? The event took place in May 2016 inside Committee Room 6 of the House of Commons, the very heart of British parliamentary democracy. The room was booked for a political meeting to discuss Brexit and featured participants from across Europe, including politicians from Bulgaria, Romania, and Italy, UK Labour Party councillors, representatives of European Socialist parties. 3 undercover Russian spies among the attendees were Orlin Rusov, Bizar Jambazov, and Katrin Ivanova, now convicted of spying for Russia. Photographs recovered from social media show them seated just behind prominent Bulgarian politician Georgi Pirinsky, a former Speaker of Bulgaria's parliament and member of the European Parliament. Who are these spies? All 3 individuals, Rusov, Jambazov, and Ivanova, were part of a Russian-backed espionage cell operating out of the UK, now fully exposed through a series of investigations and court proceedings. Orlin Rusov is believed to be the ringleader of the spy network. Formerly a tech executive in London, he was dismissed from his role in 2012 after being caught siphoning $130,000 from the firm. After his dismissal, Rusov reinvented himself as a businessman and began attending financial and political events under the guise of legitimacy. However, he was already coordinating with Jan Marsalek, a fugitive Austrian financier now believed to be in hiding in Moscow under Russian protection. Bizar Jambazov was Rusov's primary lieutenant and was deeply embedded in the Bulgarian expatriate community in the UK. He was actively involved in helping to administer Bulgarian elections in the UK and was closely connected to the Bulgarian Socialist Party, BSP. Katrin Ivanova posed as a healthcare assistant and also worked on Bulgarian elections. She was convicted alongside other members of the spy cell in early 2024, following a 4-month trial at the Old Bailey. This spy ring wasn't merely collecting scraps of information. They were part of a high-level surveillance and influence operation that monitored Russian dissidents and political activists across Europe, targeted investigative journalists such as Christo Grozev and Roman Dobrokotov, maintained secure communications with Russian intelligence handlers, exploited political events to expand influence and build networks. Proof of attendance. The BBC uncovered photographs posted publicly on Facebook that showed the spies at the event. Rusov is clearly seen sitting beside Jambazov. Ivanova is visible in several images and also appeared on a list of attendees submitted in advance. 2 individuals who knew Rusov personally confirmed he was indeed the man in the pictures. The images show them seated directly behind Georgi Pirinsky, former chairman of Bulgaria's National Assembly, who invited them. The event was held under the sponsorship of former Labour MP Lynn Brown, now known as Baroness Brown of Silvertown. She was later elevated to the House of Lords by Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. Baroness Brown has stated that she has absolutely no memory of the event and does not believe she ever met or spoke with the 3 individuals. There is no suggestion of wrongdoing on her part or by the event organizers. The event itself was promoted by the Bulgarian Socialist Party, which claimed representatives from all UK parliamentary parties would attend. That claim remains unverified. Security breach? This revelation raises important questions. How did 3 Russian spies gain access to the UK Parliament during such a politically sensitive moment? Former Conservative leader Sir Ian Duncan Smith has called for a parliamentary inquiry, stating, "It's so easy to get in and out. Inside that building, they get a chance to bump into, meet, see, and even go into offices if we're not careful." A parliamentary spokesperson responded, emphasizing that Parliament is a public building. Robust security measures are in place. MPs and Lords have discretion to sponsor events. Even so, the incident underscores long-standing concerns about Parliament. Being a soft target for espionage and influence operations, the international angle, the implications go far beyond Westminster. The spy cell was directly tied to Jan Marsalek, the former COO of the German payments giant Wirecard. Marsalek fled Germany in 2020 amid a $2 billion fraud scandal and resurfaced in Russia, reportedly under the protection of the GRU, Russia's military intelligence agency. A trove of telegram messages between Marsalek and Rusev, obtained by UK investigators, revealed close coordination between the spy ring and Russian intelligence handlers. These messages confirm Rusev was already communicating with Marsalek at the time of the May 2016 event in Parliament. What happens next? All 6 members of the UK-based spy ring, Rusev, Jambazov, Ivanova, Ivan Stoyanov, Tihomir Ivanchev, and Vanya Gabarova, are due to be sentenced this week in the UK. Separately, the BBC has identified 2 additional female operatives linked to the group who are still at large and believed to be operating outside the UK. What does this mean for British security? The presence of Russian operatives inside Parliament highlights several urgent vulnerabilities: a need to strengthen the vetting of political event attendees, recognition that espionage increasingly occurs in plain sight, greater coordination between intelligence services and Parliament, tighter oversight of foreign political actors operating in the UK in the run-up to another general election, and amid escalating geopolitical tensions, this case serves as a stark warning. Britain's democratic institutions remain a target, not only of cyber attacks and disinformation, but of physical infiltration by foreign agents. The fact that a Russian spy cell was able to quietly attend a Brexit discussion inside the Palace of Westminster is more than symbolic. It is a chilling demonstration of how espionage today is conducted, not in the shadows, but often right in front of us. This isn't just a story about what happened in 2016. It's a story about what went unnoticed and how serious the consequences could have been.